Welcome to the A to Z English podcast. My name is Jack, and I'm here with my co-host Sochel. And today we're going to talk about practical jokes or pranks. That's another word we use to describe a practical joke. And Sochel, this was your idea, so maybe you could tell me what you were thinking insofar as like the theme of today's episode.
Yeah, when I was a very little kid, um, the the pranks that were super common here in America were TPing, prank calls, and or sometimes called crank calls with a C, which is just
Right.
the same thing where they like call you and get you going. One of the really common ones was calling someone and saying, "Hey, is your refrigerator running? Yes, better go catch it," or something.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, just stupid things, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just supposed to be a bit of fun, and often it's done by, like, teenagers or college kids. It's really common during the Halloween season. And I was reminded of this because I had not seen TPing in a long time. And for our listeners who don't know what that is, TP stands for toilet paper, and TPing just includes people throwing a roll of toilet paper like over trees in the house, like and covering everything in toilet paper. And it's just a nuisance to get off for like the homeowner or the people living there. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's, like, supposed to be funny, I guess, and I'd never done it because, kind of by the time I was a kid and such, I feel like and then COVID hit, when I was, like, in my college days as well, in the very early 20s and late teens, the price of toilet paper really shot up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so
It's
I
like
feel
a
like I never saw this. I mean, it's like $16 or almost $17 for a pack of Charmin TP, so you just
Yeah, you guys are
don't.
you're ready to like, let's do a practical joke. Let's TP somebody's house, and you throw
Like,
the toilet paper, like you throw it as like a streamer. So you hold it in a certain way, so when you throw it, it makes like a long ribbon, kind of like a
yeah,
and you put it over the trees or over the house,
over
and
the
it
roof
just
of the
yeah
house.
over the roof,
Yeah.
and it just hangs down, and it just looks like yeah, it just looks like it's just a mess, like of just long streams of white toilet paper.
Mm.
It's a classic prank, but for me, I never enjoyed. I don't like practical jokes. I hate them actually. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. I'm way too sensitive for practical jokes. If
Did you
someone
just get,
pulls,
like, irritated? Sorry, go ahead.
not never irritated, but I get deeply hurt. Like it hurts my feelings.
By someone
Um,
pranking you? Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead. I don't mean to judge you. I'm just
no,
surprised.
no. It's just like in my mind. I don't know why, but it's because I'm hypersensitive. Like my mother is also hypersensitive. My daughter's, I think, got some of that. And hypersensitive people internalize everything. So if you do a practical joke on me, my first place in my mind goes is, I thought you liked me, you know?
Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
so sad,
I
Jack.
that's what.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's like, kinda like rejection dysphoria is the same thing. I think that does happen to HSPs, which for people our listeners are it's
is
like
that MBTI thing?
no, HSP is like hypersensitive
Oh
people or
yeah,
highly
okay,
sensitive
okay,
people, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then rejection dysphoria is something that happens with HSPs or people with like ADHD and sometimes autism and stuff, where like you feel like a rejection from something like that, like being pranked, and it kind of sends you spiraling into like nobody likes me, these people don't like me, like
Yeah, yeah. I thought they were my friends, but then they did this thing to me that was not very nice, and also the other thing I don't like about I love comedy. Like I love when people are funny, but the only kind of comedy I like is like not the punching down type, where
oh yeah,
you're alienating one group and saying they're stupid and how could they be so pathetic. I like
right.
the kind of where comedians will talk about how they did something stupid.
Self-deprecating.
It's self-deprecating, exactly. And
Yes.
that kind of humor, and that's my father's personality, Like he's very
Mhm,
funny, but in a very self-deprecating way. And so he's
mhm.
always the butt of his own jokes. Never ever at the expense of someone else's feelings or something. So I've always been that way.
I think that's the right way to be. I don't
Mhm,
think I don't think I've I don't know if I've ever been pranked. Probably when I was a little kid, and especially by my sister, gosh, older sister. But I don't
mhm.
think if I've ever been pranked besides that. And I relate to what you're saying, Jack. I definitely was highly sensitive, especially when I was younger,
Mhm.
and kind of suffered from rejection dysphoria. And I think I don't really have any friends nowadays, so maybe I don't really feel that way anymore. But I barely have friends. It's like you get to a certain point in adulthood and it's just kind of different on like your friend, your friendships versus like early college or high school. But
Yeah, yeah.
I do remember pranking someone in high school. He had like really pissed me off. And then as a petty we were fine. We were cool after that. I don't remember what he did, but as a petty prank afterwards I saran wrapped his car
Oh,
with a
okay, okay.
friend, with a mutual friend, and so that was very funny because we just ran wrapped his car, which made it really hard for him to open the car door and
Yeah,
get
and
inside.
saran wrap, for those that our listeners don't know, it's like that clear food wrapping material. So he probably didn't. You go to open your car door and you realize that you can't get into your car. Like it's just
Yeah,
covered in this clear. Yeah, exactly.
this
Saran
clear
wrap,
film, like
clear
plastic
film.
film,
Yeah.
but it's very irritating because like you can't like it's surprisingly just like one or two tubes will saran wrap like an entire car to the point that it's very hard to open. Like you can't open the door.
You have to
So I
cut
think
it out, or
yeah, they
basically,
had to
yeah.
eventually cut it open with a pocket knife. But anyway, my friend and I were laughing. And anyway, in good faith he thought it was funny as well, I think. So it was
Yeah.
all okay. But because he did say, he had a good laugh. But yeah, it is just very irritating. And I feel like that's kind of a little bit of the spirit of an American prank.
Well,
Is that
April 1st is called April Fool's Day, and if you're going to
it
do
was
some
April
kind of
1st. Yeah, I
yes,
think
yeah.
yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's the traditional day when you do practical jokes on people and stuff like that. And so we have all kind. There's a much worse version of the Saran wrap is the toilet, um, Saran wrapping the
Oh
toilet. So
yeah, that's terrible.
yeah, yeah, that's a hot mess. Yeah, of a practical joke. Not funny, but um, common college prank.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's funny. I did do a prank once. It was quite elaborate, actually.
Mhm.
We invited a friend in high school to go for a walk in the woods. Or my friends invited him to go for a walk in the woods because we were gonna smoke cigars in the middle of the woods. That was our being, what do you call it? Like, be cool, like we're gonna,
Oh yeah.
smoking cigars when you're in high school seems
Interesting. Yeah. Seems cool, I guess. Yeah.
oh,
Hey, Jack, your mic cut off, I think.
I know my computer is awful. Gosh.
Nice.
Okay.
You left off where it was cool to smoke cigars in the woods.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go back to that sentence. We were at that point in high school where, we thought it was like cool to be like, to smoke cigars secretly. It was so our parents didn't know. And anyway, long story short, I was not there on the walk, to smoke the cigars because I was hiding in the woods in a long trench coat and a black mask and holding an axe. And so,
What the
uh,
heck, Jack? That's like I don't know if that's like a prank or you're like traumatizing people out here.
so, so when I heard them coming down the path, all my other friends knew I was there, but the one friend didn't know I was there.
This is
And
evil,
so
kind
in the
of.
middle of the night, I jump out and I'm like, "Rah!" with this axe and this black mask. And my friends told me they knew I was there and they were scared, like, so my friend, like in a cartoon, he turns around, the guy we're pranking, and
Uh-huh.
he starts running, but it's so muddy on the ground
Oh
that
my god.
he's like running in place. He's not moving anywhere,
Like
like a
Scooby Doo.
like Scooby Doo, and then he just face plants into the mud on his,
Oh
ruins
boy.
his shirt, his shorts, everything.
Oh my god.
And then my friends all ran away, and so he and I had to walk together back to the car.
So he knew who you were at that point.
I took the mask off at that point. I'm
Right.
like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry."
You are such a jerk. Jack, you know what's so crazy is that you're so hypocritical because you're like,
I
that would
know.
really hurt. A little prank would really hurt my feelings. And then you're like, you traumatized this poor guy who thought you were his friend too.
Yeah,
Like, did he
yeah.
ever talk to you again after that?
Yeah. He got over it. But the funny thing is, we went back to my best friend's house, and this friend, we he threw his shirt and his shorts into the washing machine and washed his clothes, and borrowed some of my friend's clothes. And then we watched a movie called Rambo 2. And then there's this one point in the movie Rambo 2 where Rambo, he comes out of like this mud, and
Uh-huh.
and he's just covered in mud to hide from the bad guys. And we just all died laughing at that point. And even he
Oh my
started
god.
laughing a little bit. So
Why did you
um,
pick this one poor friend to traumatize?
I think there was like a beef between him and my best friend or something. And so
Oh,
they wanted to kind of put him back in his place, a little bit.
dang, that's kind
Yeah.
of that's kind of mean. Humiliation ritual for sure. You guys
Guys
are
are
evil a little bit.
psychotic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's way meaner than wrapping someone's car. Jeez,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I have one other short prank story before we end this.
Mhm.
But when my sister and I were kids, my dad would come and read to us every night, which is actually pretty cool when I think about it.
Yeah.
One of the only cool things that my dad did, really, but he would read us like Harry Potter books or things like that. And I remember that we pretended that we were already sleeping and we had these giant stuffed animals that my grandparents had gifted us for Christmas. And we put them under the covers fully. So it looked like we were sleeping. And then we hid underneath the bed. And when my dad came to like move the covers to see if we were sleeping, we grabbed his ankles from under the bed.
Nice. I
And
bet
we
you.
scared Yeah, we scared the crap out of him.
Oh,
He was shrieking. It was so funny to us.
you must have taken 5 years off of his life, like at that.
Yeah, because imagine you think your kids are sleeping and you're like, what the hell is under the bed?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, that
that's awesome.
traumatized me for
That's
sure.
a really good one, actually. That's really clever.
I don't know how our little minds came up with that. That is kind of
Yeah.
psychotic too. We were little. We were like under 9 or 10, under 10 for sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway,
I guess the moral
yeah,
of the story is if you're gonna do a prank, go big, go large,
yeah,
like just traumatize someone.
yeah,
Because
for real.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, listeners. Well, if you have any prank stories, make sure to share them down below or share them in our WeChat group. That's the A to Z English Podcast WeChat group. And maybe you can even shoot us an email with some crazy prank stories. Jack and I would love to read your guys' emails on air. So shoot us an email at A to Z English Podcast at gmail.com. And we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.